Coming back to China and why it is using poverty alleviation as a fig leaf. It's trying to hide a genocide in Xinjiang. The persecution of Uighur Muslims living in this Chinese province has caught the world's attention. We've been reporting on how China has been slapped with the charge of genocide by Canada. And tonight I'm happy to tell you that the international pressure is only growing on Beijing. From France to the European Union to the United Nations to human rights bodies, everybody is raising questions against China and its handling of Uighur Muslims. And along with questions, there are also calls to relocate the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics. Here's a report.
A genocide is underway in China. On target are the Uighur Muslims. For 4 long years, WION has carried countless reports on their condition, and now the world is finally speaking up. On Tuesday, Canada's House of Commons slapped China with the charge of genocide. Now France too has spoken up. The French foreign minister has slammed the institutionalized repression of China's Uyghurs. Speaking by video link at the UN Human Rights Council, Jean-Yves Le Drian said that evidence from Xinjiang points to unjustifiable practices towards Uyghurs.
From the Xinjiang region of China, we have received witness accounts and corroborating documents that point to unjustifiable practices against Uyghurs and a system of large-scale surveillance and institutionalized repression.
Joining France in slamming China's persecution is the European Union.
Excellency, you now have the floor.
We reject the legal pressure.
Josep Borrell, the foreign policy chief of the EU, has called on China to allow meaningful access to Xinjiang.
Once again, we urge China to allow meaningful access to Xinjiang for independent observers, including High Commissioner Bachelet. This is key to enable an independent, impartial and transparent assessment of the grave concerns that the international community has. The European Union's call on China to comply with its obligation under national and international law to respect and to protect human rights, including the rights of persons belonging to minorities in Xinjiang, in Tibet and in Inner Mongolia.
The condemnation comes amidst this new report by the Human Rights Watch, which exposes China's groundless persecutions, its long prison sentences for Uyghurs, arbitrary detentions, and unlawful political education. The Chinese Foreign Ministry was quick to label the report as prejudiced.
The organization you mentioned has always been full of prejudice on issues related to China, often spreading false statements to smear China, and their allegations should not be trusted.
China may be trying to push back, but its crimes are too obvious to whitewash. The implications could be severe. Last we checked, calls to move the 2022 Winter Olympics away from China were growing exponentially. A number of Canadian opposition leaders want China to be stripped of the rights to hold the Games. There's a growing fear that the Games could further enhance China's soft power and validate its authoritarian system. Beijing cannot afford to let go of the Games. It has a whopping $3.9 billion budget set for the Olympics, split venues across several cities, and plans to secure at least $800 million as marketing revenue, with around 80% of it coming from sponsorship and ticket sales. The stakes are quite high. China's global reputation abysmally low. As the world looks for ways to punish China, the cancellation of Winter Olympic Games could be a good start. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.